Hey, so we're back with Tracker. What I wanted to show you was another feature that is called AutoTracker. All right, and so we're going to make sure that our calibration stick is okay, and so we'll make it visible. And yeah, it's our 5.4 meters over here. So that's good. Our height is fine for this event dropping from the window of the chemistry room, harmless chemistry room. So that's fine. We'll hide that again. Okay, and our coordinates are, I think, at where they should be as well, and they're at the start of the event. So everything's fine here. Now what I'm going to do, when I go to track, I'm going to go to new point mass again. The difference here is I'm going to select this thing called AutoTracker. And here we go. We get this thing. It's a window. And what we're going to try to do is, well, go to the frame with the ball. So I'll zoom in on that a little bit. Okay, and I'm going to move it forward just a little bit so that the yellow ball is exposed. The more contrast there is between the object that's moving and the background, the better this thing works. All right, and so here we go. What we're going to do here is I'm going to hit Control and Shift at the same time. Now, if I hit Shift, it brings me a square cursor. Here I've got a circular one, and what it's going to do is I'm selecting the template, which is essentially what this thing is going to look for. All right, and I'll make this circle a little bit smaller. So basically this program is going to look for anything that looks like this ball in the next frame and the frame after that. It gets a little tricky because when this thing looks like a streak, it will kind of no longer do that. But it's going to try to match this target over here. And so what I'm going to do is hit search. I'll zoom out a little bit. You'll see what happens. I'll hit search, and it's automatically looking for the ball and creating the dots. How cool is that? That is way cool. The thing is, it might not have gone to the bottom because this becomes such a blur that it doesn't recognize the template anymore. But that's all right. We've got probably enough dots to make this work. We got 29 of them, and that's pretty darn good. All right, so I'm going to close this, and we'll see what that graph looks like over here. And so looks like we want to look at the correct graph, and so the y position looks like we're getting that perfect parabola. And if we look at velocity, okay, the y component, we're getting mostly good. They got a little crazy over here with its selection, but mostly we got this constant acceleration, which is what we'd expect. I mean, that's what Tracker really is revealed, that we have a constant acceleration, that gravity's acceleration near the center, near the surface of the Earth is constant. That's a very important thing. But let's take a look at this a little bit closer. All right. If we look at the data tool, once again, come on, here we go. The slope of this line, wow, 9.8. This is pretty terrific. This type of analysis with AutoTracker, it really knows its stuff. Now we get some noise here, but remember this average line is the one that is looking for the value that summarizes all these dots. This is again where Tracker got a little bit confused in terms of the blur, but the overall trend is this parameter A right here, 9.8 meters per second squared. That's pretty cool. Let's see if we can look at the Y as well, and try to turn that off over here, the other one. Maybe we'll go back actually and reset that so that we're looking at position. Here we go. It's a nice looking parabola. It looks a little funky at the end because of the blurring, but we're having a good trend up until that point. This maybe works better with a basketball or a bigger object, but the contrast was good. So, you know, the yellow ball showed up well against, let's say, the brown horrifying brick of Fermi, but that's what it was. Anyway, let's see. We have to go to data tool, boom. All right, switch this to parabola, boom. Here's the parabola, and remember this represents the third equation, 1/2 AT squared. Here's a big A is 4.9. Hey, double that, you get your 9.8. So, you know, the AutoTracker analysis was like spot on. This is perfect in the way it worked. Despite the little noise back here with the blurs, it really did an awesome job. So we can do that for the other balls that get dropped. We can use the AutoTracker much faster. But initially, I did want to show you how it worked, just dotting by hand, especially if it's any longer. But very, very cool feature that we'll be using in the next few weeks. All right, AutoTracker. That's what it is. Morad out.